So I wanted to respond to a few comments. I put a video out, you're welcome to respond, but I do want to correct individuals who naively thought just because they just want to stick it to somebody but get it completely wrong, that I assumed that Elon Musk had $1 trillion in cash. No. Let's put it out here. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Forbes declared Elon Musk the first trillionaire. Now, if you don't like that and you feel like I'm wrong, you can call Forbes. I was talking about Elon Musk reaching the trillionaire status with him owning his stock. Now, yes, it's a net asset. I own a 401k. Guess what? I could cash that out if I wanted to. I'm not sure if you know that you can actually cash out your 401k, right? Oh, and also when you retire, you get that money, so you can have it for your retirement. Not sure if you know that. But maybe you should check and talk to individuals about that. Like, I can also, just to educate you, you can take out withdrawals on your 401k as well if you want. Not sure if you know that. Also, when they're talking about how much money that something's worth, that's real money, not actual, let's say, monopoly money. So just want you to know, let you know that. And when they talk about a company purchasing another company, they're talking about money, just to let you know. So just to let you know all of that stocks are not just made up things that don't have any value. I think there's miscommunication there. I think that's why you're confused, right? Because you really thought that I was saying that Elon Musk had $1 trillion in cash. I like how individuals think that they're sticking it to you without actually realizing that they have no idea what they're talking about, that they're assuming that you don't know. I'm talking about income inequality in this country. Elon Musk has gotten much of his money off of government contracts, right, for his SpaceX, and the company itself has not made any money. Now, other companies have moved into the stock market and haven't made much money, if at all. Amazon, is one of those companies. And that is them believing that they are making an investment that this company is going to make money. Now, a lot of people bought stock with, I don't know if you know this, money, right? Not sure if you know that. But I just find it so ridiculous that people think that I was thinking that Elon Musk just got $1 trillion in cash. No, all his assets. But let's not forget that allows Elon Musk to have a lot of influence and power. That allows Elon Musk to control that much in a company and its net worth, to have that much influence over other individuals. Like, this trillionaire status doesn't, it doesn't mean anything. He's a trillionaire. What do you want him to do? Then I saw people saying that, oh, when has a poor person given someone a job? Gotcha, burn. You don't get what I'm talking about. Now, you're probably the person that's okay with an insurance company taking your money and then when you're at your sickest, denying you. Now, I have personally experienced my loved ones go through that when my father had cancer, needed a transplant, and then lost his job because he couldn't go on anymore. And then insurance dropped him for a pre-existing condition. And they didn't want to pay up. Now, for you, you think that's great, probably, because, an insurance company got to make money. And the poor people, what are they doing? They're not giving people jobs. It's really, these comments just state what I see the problem is in this country. The dehumanization of people. A lot of rich people have no empathy. When you see these tech oligarchs talk about people, they have no compassion. And everyone thinks this is okay. This is really ridiculous that we are in a position where we idolize the rich. I have news for you. We're all going to end up in the same place. So why not build up and help people? Why not make our life towards the better good of empowering people? I don't know why people like these individuals, and this is where my assumption is coming from, okay? Because I have encountered lots of these individuals who just crap on the poor just to feel better about themselves. You know what I will say about individuals who have little? What I have seen, whether you're going to different countries or even here in the United States, they will give you food even though they have little. They will give you clothes even though they have little. They will do that because they care. But then you have the rich, right? The ones who control these companies. When you talk about giving better benefits, when you talk about the right and access to healthcare, when you talk about them being taxed a little bit more, they don't want to do that because all they care about is themselves. So spare me the rich people worship. Spare me about like trying to make fun of me saying, you don't even know that they don't actually have that cash. Oh my gosh. This reminds me of Mr. Beast, who said, oh my gosh, there people who work actually make more money than me. And he's talking about that in cash flow, right? But Mr. Beast, let's not play naive here. You own a lot of businesses and you could cash that in and you could have, enough money to live well for the rest of your life. So don't act like you're poor, okay? Do not do the pity game with me. I'm sorry, but you don't have to worry about one illness making you broke. You don't have to worry whether you're going to have the roof over your head, how you're paying for your next meal. And let's stop villainizing people for being in this situation when we have a system that puts them in this situation where they don't have access to healthcare just because of where they're born or the economic status they were born into, or because their own health has failed and they can't work. You have no idea what it's like to be in this situation. I'm a person that takes care of my partner who had a stroke and everything changed. And I get to see that firsthand of trying to instill happiness in their life and trying to make every moment, the little things that we experience, whether we're able to go out and actually experience something together instead of staying home all day. So I get really pissed off when individuals attack other individuals and act like we should worship the rich and the individuals who are poor should be dehumanized and treated like dirt. So I'm sorry. I am not, actually, you know what? I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize for correcting you in, this whole thing. Why do we defend trillionaires? I never see people go out. I shouldn't say never. These type of individuals. I never see these type of individuals go out and actually fight for the poor, for those who are being taken advantage of by this administration, by these rich individuals. It's just really ridiculous. You see these communities where these data centers, they don't care. They're just moving into there. And people celebrate and go, well, they're bringing jobs. Yeah, that's why they're doing it, because they want to create jobs. In fact, what many of these individuals are probably saying behind closed doors, according to leaks, is that AI, they're excited about the prospect of how many jobs they can cut. Eventually your usefulness is going to go. So you may feel protected now. You may not care about future generations. You may not care about fellow Americans. You may not care about fellow human beings, but I do. And there's plenty of other people that do. So, if I see you suffering, I'll say this. I don't want to see you suffer. But I think that's the difference between you and I. I don't get an enjoyment of calling people stupid, okay? I don't get enjoyment of laughing at other people when they're going through pain. So, I don't know what to say to you besides that, but I'm not going to worry about you and, you thinking that I'm an idiot, because I don't care, okay? But what makes me upset, and the reason why I'm upset, is this is just another example of watching how people just treat other individuals. And it just represents the problem in this country where you have individuals, minorities, and others, and the poor just villainized and dehumanized every single day. And it really has to stop. I don't know. I mean, maybe one day, unfortunately, and I hope this doesn't happen, you're going to be in the shoes that they are in, and you're going to look around for help. And the only individuals who are going to be helping you are fellow individuals who are in the same boat as you. And those you worship and those you want a job from, which these rich individuals that you say are making this country so great, are going to look at you and just walk past you and spit on you. So there's my comments. I'm not going to say anything else. Bye.